I appreciate you joining me here. Make sure you've clicked somewhere up in here and you've got the sound on and you can hear me loud and clear, because you do not want to miss this as we dive deep into real estate target marketing done right. And I know it's done right, not just because I analyzed over 10,000 ads of the best companies in real estate from 40 different companies. I know it's done right because I get messages just like this. Check out Debbie, 1 listing, 3 contracts, 95K commission. Check out Julie. She says, Andrew, 5 listings. She also happens to work with investors and she got 4 wholesale deals this month. And then check out Walt. He messaged me and said that he got one of the leads under contract for an $8,500 commission. And they get results like that because they can finally stop guessing. Finally stop guessing, because we know exactly what works. Exactly, because we've analyzed 10,000 ads and we know exactly what they're doing. There's no secret to success. Anybody can see this. And I'm going to show you exactly what the top companies are doing, what the top agents are doing to advertise. And not just agents, but builders, lenders. I'm going to show you what they are doing. Why Rocket Homes is doing $4 billion a quarter. And even better, I'm going to show you how we can take what they're doing and do it even better. Yes, you heard that right. Do it even better. That's my motto. That's my motto. That's why Kobe Bryant, when he got into the NBA, he had Michael Jordan mentor him, because he wanted to be better than Michael Jordan. And there's a reason why I have so much drive to do this, because I was an agent. I was an agent about 5 years ago, and I was killing it, was crushing it with Facebook ads. I had all these different brands. I was generating tons of leads, absolutely crushing it on buyers leads. And then I started generating seller leads and get listings and wholesale deals, which just got me more buyer leads. And I was crushing it. And then I had an opportunity come up. EXP, this was about 5 years ago or 6 years ago. There was an opportunity for me to be the first agent, the first EXP agent in my market. It's like, man, I can really leverage and monetize this to generate leads, use those same methods to recruit, and then teach and help generate leads for those that I recruit. And it's a win-win-win-win-win all across the board based off of EXP's business. So first thing I do, I create some very basic recruiting videos, put them on YouTube, and then plug those videos into my Facebook ads, which is how I was generating so many leads. And the way that I would run Facebook ads to generate a ton of leads would be to start multiple campaigns at once, like 20, 30 ad sets, just boom. At least that's what I learned. That's what I was taught. So you could split test and find exactly which one is working the best and then just go crazy with that one that was really killing it, right? And can you guess what happened next? I wake up to this message right here, that my Facebook account had been shut down. Not a warning, just shut down, because I had reached the limit of too many ads being disapproved. My ad recruiting and targeting real estate agents was categorized as a special category. And so they shut it down. I tried to create another account and another account. Every time I did, they shut it down. And honestly, I was devastated. I was ready to give up, because my entire business was built in these accounts. Like, how was I going to move forward? I spent hours and months with support trying to figure out getting these accounts back, and they said nope. And so here I am making this video while my family, my wife and kids, are in San Diego on the beach. In fact, they just text me, sending me pictures and them on the beach. I'm like, yeah, here I am in my office making videos, because I'm so committed, I'm so dedicated to help other agents have a better way, have a better option for growing their business, apart from running ads on Facebook or Google or just buying leads from places like Zillow and Bold Leads or whatever. And so about 2-3 years ago, I was on a mission. I was on a mission to figure out what is currently working the best and innovate it. What's established, what's working the best right now, and then how can I make it better? And so I dove in, I did 2 things. I did 2 very specific things. I dove into the internet marketing world of coaches and their courses and funnels, and I spent thousands of hours and thousands of dollars to pay for the best coaching programs and learn from the best guys like Anthony Morrison, Dan Henry. You see me here with Tony Robbins' son, Jarek Robbins, and then also guys like David Goggins, because I knew I needed a better mindset, because at the time my mindset was crushed. I was so upset with what had happened with Facebook. And there was no way I was going to let that determine my fate and my success of who I am and what I'm capable of doing. And so, sorry. And so after diving in to learn from the best, I came up with four things that I can do better to offer the best ad agency for real estate agents and investors, mortgage lenders, you name it. And so here are the four things I came up with, not just to innovate, but four things that if I could do them better, I could absolutely dominate. And not just me, but help all the agents that wanted to leverage this. Pure domination, become the agent in the market. So here are the four things. The first thing I needed to be able to improve is the data. I needed to be able to improve the data that gets used in the targeting of who gets to see the ads, right? And then number two that I came up with to improve, I needed a bigger network. Facebook and other self-service platforms like Google, their network of ads or their reach of websites is only about a third of all the websites out there. A third. Then number three, the third thing that I was determined to improve and make better so that I could dominate was this. Extreme customization. Extreme customization. You see this happen where these ad agencies or other companies like Zillow, there's no customization to the ads. It's the same ad for any company and everybody, the same format, the same everything. And the top converting ads, as I'll show you here as we get into it, are always the ones that are customized to the offer, to the location, to the landing page itself. And so we needed to be able to offer extreme customization. And then number four, the fourth thing that I was determined to make better. Any guesses? Extreme optimization. Optimize, optimize, optimize. Get the best ad working for the least amount of money with the best results. Optimize, optimize, optimize. You see this all the time with these ad agencies, these marketing companies. There's no optimization, and I'll prove it to you here in a sec once we get into this. But here's what I knew when I came up with these four. If I could do this, if I could make each one of these better, it's like one of the worst X's I've ever drawn. But if I could make all four of these better, and we could do each one to the best, better than anybody else out there, we would nail it. We would just hit the nail on the head with the best. Wow, I'm getting a little, with the best target marketing offer to anybody, not just real estate agents. And that's what we're after, the best target marketing. We want to get in front of the people that are ready to buy, that are ready to sell in that moment, not months before, not after when they've already signed up with another agent. Like here, use this as an analogy if this makes sense for you. If you're a restaurant owner and you're looking at two different options for advertising, you can either pay money to advertise the guy out on the corner twirling the sign to come into the food court at the mall and hopefully buy your food, or you can pay money to the guy to stand there inside the food court and hand out free samples to people that are ready to eat. Like, which one's going to be more efficient? Free samples to the people that are there right now ready to eat, or the guy twirling the sign that anybody can see, and who knows, that it even drives people into the mall. And then if he does drive people into the mall, who's to say that they don't eat at another restaurant? Hopefully that analogy makes sense, where if we target market the right way, we're getting in front of the people at the right time with the right message. And that is a game changer that nobody else is offering right now. Now, step two in this process, the next step is I had to know what everybody else was doing. The best. What were the best agents, the best companies, the best brokers, the best lenders? What were their ads right now? And what was making one convert better than the other? And that's why I dove into analyzing 10,000 ads. And luckily enough, we live in a time where there's no secret to success. Anybody can see what anybody is doing. And you can see their ads, you can see what they're spending, you can see what they're bidding on for SEO and PPC. Like, you can see their landing page and everything. And so I dove in to analyze over 10,000 ads. Before I show you what I found, let me explain exactly what I'm looking at. The first thing I'm looking at is the ads content. Things like the headlines, the captions, the copy, the call to action, what's being offered, what are the colors, the pictures, the size, the format. Like, what's the branding? Is it the agent? Is it the brokerage? And what is the ad? Is it an image, video, or GIF? This is what I'm looking at as far as content that makes up the ad. The second thing I'm looking at is the ad's location. Like what device? Is it mobile? Is it a mobile app? Is it desktop? And the type of site. Is it a local blog? Is it the local news? And then where on the page is it? Is it before the fold, after the fold? And then when you click on the ad, where does it send you? Is it a landing page, or are you just going to another IDX site to search for homes? And then the third thing I'm looking at are just some miscellaneous things. Things like retargeting, split testing, hours of operation. Are they just running the ad 24/7, 7 days a week? And what are the demographics, if any, that are being targeted in the ad's performance? How efficient is it? How long has it been running for? And how is it charged? Is it pay-per-click? Is it pay-per-view? And if this ad stands out, what makes the ad stand out? Yes, it's a lot, but I knew that I had to dive into this to truly understand what are the best ads and how I can make them even better. So I looked at Century 21, Remax, Weichert, Realty Executives, Better Home and Garden, Keller, ERA, Realty USA, EXP, Coldwell Banker, Engel Volkers, Berkshire Hathaway, Exit Realty, Properties, Realty One, Corcoran, Next Home, Compass, Real Living and United, Help You Sell, and even auction sites like Realty Bid, Howard Hanna. And of course I had to analyze Smart Real Estate, but honestly, it didn't matter if it was a builder like Keystone or a national search site like rent.com or LoopNet. The strategies were all the same, but the content of the ads was all very different. And even comparing marketing companies and their ads, the only true consistency was just the size. They were all doing the same size, which can be really confusing for an outside agent. If you're looking to see like what's working and you see all these marketing companies only offering this size, you're going to think, oh, that's what works. And they do 30 million a year. So obviously they're doing something right. But then you see other big companies like Zillow and Trulia, and their size of ads are much different. And so it can be very confusing. And so no wonder agents just guess. No wonder 87% of agents are out of the business in 5 years. But amongst all this confusion, found one thing that was very, very, very consistent amongst the best of the best from top companies, top agents, lenders, whatever. There's this one thing. You know what that one thing was? Wasn't Facebook ads, wasn't YouTube ads. Guess what it was? It's what we call premium ads. Now there's a lot of locations, there's a lot of different definitions of premium ad. So I came up with 6 to help you understand what the best 6 places are going to be for you to advertise this. Or in other words, what I would know of where's the best places to advertise and how to do it better than them. So check this out. There's 6. And these are the 6 different types of premium websites that are converting the best. And it's 6 by 3 because for each one of these, there's a desktop site, there's a mobile site, and often a mobile app site or a mobile app to download, right? So these are your industry news sites, premium publishers, national MLS or IDX sites, local MLS or IDX sites, national news, and local news. And then the top companies and the top converting ads that were being advertised on these 6 premium types of sites were converting the best when they had multiple different sizes, different banners, different widths, heights, like not just one square. They had multiples with multiple offers, multiple locations, and they were very specific to what they were advertising, what the call to action and the pictures and everything. So now that I know where the best and the top companies are advertising and the best ads that are converting, now that I know where and what they look like, the question becomes, how can I do it better? And if you remember, the first one of those four that I mentioned, the first one that I mentioned is what? A bigger network. And so I was able to go out and get contracts and work with publishers and different networks to create a network that is 3 times the size of Google, not just to be able to advertise on more websites, but so that we could have more ads on the same site of ones that were working super, super well. And instead of just having one little ad on an awesome website, we could dominate the site by being at the top, being at the side. After analyzing all these ads, we know what the best of the best are doing. We know where they're doing it. We know how they're doing it. The question becomes, how can we do it better? And I'm going to walk you through some examples on different websites and different ads to show you exactly what that looks like and the reason behind, because there's intentions in everything that I offer, because I've seen what the best are doing and I want to do it better. Hopefully that makes sense and you can feel my energy and my intentions behind why I'm doing this. But truly, you deserve it. You deserve it. As an agent, you have so much to juggle and work with and worry about and manage. You should not have to worry about leads and marketing and ads and all this stuff. Just like you wouldn't let a seller sell their own house as a FSBO. No, that's why your job exists, to be an agent so that FSBOs don't sell their own houses. I'm doing the exact same thing with you. Don't do your own marketing. Let me do it for you because I know what works and I'm going to do it better. So check this out. One of the first companies that I dove into really truly analyzing at a really deep level was Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Homes. They literally do $4 billion a quarter. They're obviously doing something right, and they're the Michael Jordan of this, that we want to know exactly what they're doing. So at the very minimum, we can get similar results, right? Like what Tony Robbins says, if you want certain results, find somebody that's already doing it and mimic them, okay? That's why Rocket Homes. First thing I noticed, they have tons of different size ads, right? Not just one little square box like a lot of agencies offer. And so like Rocket Homes, we have over 16 different size ads with every single campaign that we do. And this allows us to show up in more places, on more websites, and on the different types of devices, whether that's a mobile phone or the mobile app themselves, like you see here on Forbes and HGTV. And then by having more sizes, as I mentioned before, we can take over a website, like you see here on Fortune. We're in two places right here. Like if this was your listing or if this was your face, it would get noticed. It would get recognized. Now, HGTV, Forbes, these types of sites, they're average in performance, but really they are the best for branding, reputation, and really just standing out above all the other agents. But it's not enough to just have a bunch of ads on cool websites like Realtor.com. As you see Yelp right here taking over an entire listing, which is awesome. Good for Yelp. But here's the problem. Yelp and a lot of other of these companies are built to scale. And so they have a lot of automation, or in some cases, there's a lot of agents that are actually designing the ads for themselves. And you see this happen where they're just guessing, or the computer's doing it and it's doing it wrong. Like right here, check this out. The call to action literally says, get pricing. Like, not only is that one of the worst call to actions ever because it's super salesy and my data does not show get pricing as a high converting call to action, but here's the other thing that blows my mind. The pricing is already on the page. The pricing's already there. Like, who would click on this ad to get pricing when you can see the number already? And then the other thing that drives me crazy is when you click on this ad, it goes to the Yelp profile page, which one of the first things that's displayed is the hours of operation. Well, can you imagine if you're a potential buyer wanting to go look at a house and you click on this ad and you go here and you see that they close at 5 and 6 o'clock and you're thinking, dang it, I really wanted to go see that house when I got off at work at 7 o'clock. I guess I'll have to find another agent. Like, that's what happened. And that's why I knew I needed to be able to offer extreme customization so that everything could match. Everything could be consistent from the ad offer, the call to action, the landing page, like extreme customization. And with extreme customization would allow us, or allow you, the agent, to show up better in cases like this, where if a potential client has questions or wants more info on a particular listing, instead of taking the time to fill out a long form to get then contacted, they could just click to message. And that's what I mean by showing up better. And you can only get that with extreme customization. Now, here's the thing. To offer extreme customization, it only makes sense to offer extreme optimization, because you would have to split test and split test and split test to know exactly what's going to work with all the different customizations, like what colors, what offer, what call to action. Like, you would need to be able to split test all these things. And nobody does this. It drives me crazy. Like, nobody is split testing. And so we do something entirely different because we split test everything from the time of day, the website that it's on, the device, the size, the colors, the call to action. We even split test the retargeting. Yes, we have a 90-day rotation of 4 different types of ads that we split test to find out what one is going to work the best. Because there's so many different reasons why people click on stuff and buy things psychologically, emotionally, like everybody's different. And so what happens is these agencies like Yelp, they don't take the time to customize this kind of stuff. Instead, if they are retargeting, guess what they do? Well, rather than tell you, I'll show you. Check this out. It's the same ad over and over and over and over and over, the same ad over and over and over and over. Like newsflash Yelp, if I didn't click on it the first time, the second time, the third time, I'm probably not going to click on it the fourth time. And so I feel bad for this agent because they're just wasting their money. And not only are they wasting their money, but check this out. This is probably the worst part about this, besides showing the same ad over and over. This, if you do click on this ad, it takes you to the Yelp page. And guess what? It's 10 at night on a Friday. This business is closed. Anybody that clicks on this ad and goes to the page and sees that the business is closed, they're not going to take any more action. And that's one of the biggest problems, like that Tom Ferry says, why 87% of realtors get out of business in 5 years is because there's no follow-up. Well, rather than try to follow up, how about just be available when somebody's ready to take action? And so that's why we day part our ads, meaning not only do we split test them to see when they're going to get the best clicks, but we only run ads on the days that you're available at the times that you're available. And if you're not available, well, then that's when the click to message works so well, because you can build in so much automation to answer questions and pre-qualify the buyer or the seller before you take the time to like drop everything and go and talk to them. So hopefully you can see how we can do it better than Yelp even, which Yelp should not be advertising for real estate agents. It drives me. But anyway, so here's where we're at. Like we've got a bigger network. We've got better ads. We've got all these sizes. We can show up on all these cool websites like realtor.com and all these IDX sites and all these news sites, and really just be in a position to get in front of potential buyers and sellers when they're ready to take action. And one of the big benefits that comes with this is being able to present that in a listing presentation to show, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, like, check this out. Your listing is going to be right here, front page on utahrealestate.com. And everybody that searches on this website, guess what? They're going to see your house. And if they download the mobile app, guess what? Before they search, they see your house. And then guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Even if they don't click on your listing, they click on somebody else's listing, guess what? They still see your house. In fact, I'm there and they can talk to me and answer all the questions and schedule a tour. Like complete domination of a listing appointment that nobody else can go in and offer that kind of service. But here's the thing. Even with all of this, the split testing, the bigger network, the incredible websites and retargeting and all this stuff, here's the thing. There's still one huge problem that no marketing agency, no self-service platform like Facebook or Google, nobody is solving this problem. You know what that problem is? Zip code targeting. Zip code targeting is not an efficient way to target your potential clients. Why? Here's why. Let me show you. In Salt Lake City, if you got this zip code 84108, you would be ecstatic because it ranks top 5 in all of Utah for the largest gross income per household, over $155,000. You'd be ecstatic. You're thinking, oh yeah, I'm hitting a home run on this zip code. But guess what? This zip code is part of the University of Utah. I know because I played right there down the street and I live down the street, and I can tell you this red square right here is full of student housing, is full of college students living in the basement, clicking around on websites like yours and realtor.com, trying to find out if there's some kind of a rent-to-own deal or seller financing, and they're wasting your ad money, and more than anything, they are wasting your time. And this happens all the time in most zip codes, like this one here. Median household income, $50,000, compared to the adjusted gross income, $125,000. Like, can you see the difference? Like, if you're trying to advertise and reach a specific buyer or seller that's on the higher end, like maybe your luxury stuff, like this zip code is full of people that live in houses up on the hill behind the Capitol. But guess what? It's also full of people that live by the cemetery and in the avenues that don't care about your $2, $3, $4, $5 million properties. But that doesn't matter. They're going to see your ads anyways and click on them and waste your money. And you know what? Maybe that used to work. Maybe you could get by with that because it was such a good market. It was such a good economy before the war and before all the protests and the school shootings. Like, we're in a different stage now where this kind of stuff's just not going to cut it. It's not. And that's why you have to be so efficient with your ad spend, or you're going to end up with the other 87% out of business in 5 years. Or if you double down and do it right, and are efficient with your ad spend, and you target the people that you want to target, then it becomes an opportunity to absolutely dominate this market because I have solved this problem. I have the solution to the wasted ad spend and the targeting the wrong people. Because instead of just advertising and targeting by zip code, guess what? I can target within 10 feet of any physical address, any physical location, 10 feet. So not only can we run more efficient ads like this, where we only target the houses up on the hill for $2, $3, $4, $5 million, and we're not hitting on the median household income $50,000 peeps. We're hitting the people that have the cash to go and just buy it today. And we can reach more of them because our ad spend is going further, not being wasted on the people that aren't worth our time. And this hyper-target marketing of reaching people within 10 feet is just the beginning. There are so many opportunities to use this technology. For example, you can use it to target FSBOs and expireds. Yes, think about this. What everybody else does, cold calling and sending mail, you are unique in how you're targeting FSBOs because you're actually showing up every morning when they wake up and pull up their phone, they're seeing your face. Or a better example, maybe because we're getting into a down market and there's going to be a lot of foreclosures and NODs. Well, guess what? We can upload a list of addresses and hyper-target every single NOD so that every time that homeowner wakes up in the morning and checks their phone, guess what? They see your face. Sell me your house, cash offer, 24 hours, or whatever it is that you want to put in front of them. Or maybe you just want to target your dream listing, the house up on the hill or the house on the golf course or on the beach or whatever. Like you just want to target that, billion-dollar business owner. You want to list his house. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but when the time comes and he's going to sell, you want to be his agent. Well, guess what? We can run a campaign where we just target that house or that business because we can get within 10 feet of the address. And you can use the same technology, the same target marketing for your past clients to get referrals. Yes, we can upload the address of every one of your past clients' houses to wish them a happy birthday or remind them for referrals or whatever. The opportunities are endless. Like you could even use it to recruit agents because we could target every single agent office, which is what I do. I run ads all the time to target you at your office using address target marketing. I've also used this to reach investors, and you can too. Like you could target real meetings or charity events and galas. Like you could target those events to all those people there when they hop on their cell phone, which they do, especially when they go to the bathroom. You and I know this. Can't go to the bathroom without your phone. But guess what? When they pull out the phone, who do they see? You. You're constantly going to be in front of them. And so when the time comes for them to make a decision, who do they think of? You. I'll give you one more example and wrap this baby up. Think about this. If you have a unique listing or the market starts to really turn and you're stuck with the listing and you just can't get it sold, guess what we can do? Hyper-target marketing the unique buyers for your unique listing. For example, if you have a listing that, let's just say, is very energy efficient, solar on the roof and all that stuff, we could target every single person at a Tesla charging station. And not only that, guess what? With time-lapse, yes, time-lapse target marketing, we can go back 12 months. 12 months, we can target every single person that has been to a Tesla charging station in the past 12 months, even if they didn't click on an ad. Or we could do the same thing with golf. Like let's say you have a listing on a private golf course, right? And you're struggling to get it sold. We could run an ad and target every single person that has golfed on that golf course in the past 12 months and say something along the lines of, hey, remember that house that you almost hit a golf ball with? It's for sale. You should buy it. Like, I'm just making that up. Like, that's a ridiculous ad. But I'm just saying, like, that's the opportunity that we have with this technology to get super focused, super hyper focused in who we target and who we get in front of. And that, hopefully you can understand and see why I get so pumped up and excited about this, because it is insane how much better you can become as an agent with the right target marketing and the confidence you will have when you go into a listing presentation and you can lay all this out and be like, show me an agent that can do this. Tell me an agent that can do better than this. Nobody can. And even better, you could then whip out your magazine of HGTV and be like, look, and right here, that's the listing that I sold last month. Full page spread of the house, of the listing. Yes, We have ad spots in HGTV, Forbes, all the stuff. To truly set you apart, make you look like a rock star, and just give you what you deserve, which is to stop spending time stressing and worrying about where your next deal is going to come from. You don't have to worry about that anymore because we know exactly what works and we can do it better. I guarantee it because we have our own network that's 3 times bigger than Google. And with that, we have our own pixel so that we can retarget, that we customize and figure out exactly what's going to get them to click. We customize more ads and split test them and split test them and split test them. And so we know exactly what works. Like, let me show you what we did with a mock ad in the local news sites here in Salt Lake City. All right, so this is the local news site, Deseret News. We had a banner ad at the top of the page that looked like this. It was just a stock image of a model saying, click here, search our homes, right? So we're going to take this banner image and we're going to split test, and optimize, and I'm going to show you the difference in results. Check this out. So first thing we did is we switched out the model, and then we also changed up the color a little bit to see if we could match Deseret News. Because yes, we split test and we can focus on what we call URL targeting, meaning after all is said and done on the reports, it'll show us what websites are performing best so we can eliminate all the rest and just focus on the websites that are performing the best, just as we do with the ads. So this is what it looked like. We had 16 by 2, so that's over 32 different ads, 16 of one color, 16 of another. And what we found was this one with this model with the blue, you can see how it's custom to Salt Lake City. You got the downtown Salt Lake with houses that are your typical houses up on the hill in Salt Lake City, which is crazy to me how simple that sounds. But yet I see so many times like there's beach houses being shown and it just doesn't line up. There's no consistency with how that even comes into play with the location. And so we had this ad and then we split tested the device. So desktop versus mobile and mobile app. We split tested the different banner sizes, the date and time, the call to action, and the URL, what website. I think I mentioned that. And so we knew exactly what was working best. What website, desktop, mobile, what color, we knew all of that. And you'll get reports like this on a frequent basis, and you can see exactly when your ads are getting clicked on, what days, and we can optimize and have the most efficient ad possible, which is good for so many reasons. Saves you money, gets you better results. It's a win-win. You're happy, I'm happy, and we are just business partners for life. But even before we split tested and optimized all this stuff, like our ads weren't bad. Like you can see here, we had 28 clicks, was getting about $8 to $9 per click, which you can see here below, that's average for your typical PPC campaigns for new homes for sale type of word searches. But after we optimized and split tested and optimized and customized and split tested, we were able to go from 28 clicks for $240 to 205 clicks for nearly the same amount of money. Can you see? Can you see the difference? Can you see the benefits of why this works? Why this is so much better? Like nobody else is doing this. This works. Here's an example of the URL reports where you can see every single website that the ad is showing up on, and you'll be able to see which one's getting clicked on and which one's not. So that again, we can optimize, and even run a URL campaign where we only put ads on a certain website. Like, could you imagine if you're targeting a certain like high-end seller or high-end buyer, and so we've got a campaign where we're just targeting their house, and then on top of that, let's say we know that they are the owner of this website here, icyveins.com, and we target that website. And so every day, not only when they wake up in the morning in their house, they see your face, but then when they go to work and they pull up their website, what do they see? Your face over and over and over. Like, you're going to win. You're going to win big. And that's exactly what we did with this ad. After all the split testing and optimization, we found that the best websites in this particular market for this particular type of ad were those of number 6 of the prime 6 local news websites. And so all we did was run ads on local news websites and hyper targeted everything else and optimized and all the other fun stuff I already showed you. And this ad absolutely crushed it. Whew. Sorry, I'm starting to sweat, but man, I get excited when I talk about this stuff because it's just insane that it's taken me like getting my ad account on Facebook shut down and going through like depression and all that crap to figure this out. Like companies like Yelp should be doing this already. They've got billions of dollars and they got all the tech and whatever, but they don't, because they're built differently. They are built to scale and reach everybody rather than be built for quality and customization. And you know what? That's okay. Every business model is different. It's not that one's better than the other, but you see this a lot with companies like, I don't know, Commissions Inc., where they advertise $3 leads. I don't want $3 leads. I want quality leads that are going to know my name when I call them. I want quality leads that know my face because they see me all over the websites. I don't want to spend the hours calling the 100 leads that aren't even interested or already working with somebody else. I want to talk to the people that know who I am and are ready to get going. And I think you can agree that that's something we all want. Nobody wants to waste their time. Nobody wants to waste their money. If you do, like, ridiculous, like, get out of here. Save time, save money, and spend more time and money doing the things you love with your family. Like, I should be in San Diego with my family right now. I should. And I will next time. But I had to stay here and get this done because too many agents right now need this as the market starts to turn and you're going to be strapped for cash and not knowing what to do, how to get whatever business. And you're going to go knock doors and cold call FSBOs. It's just not the way to do it. This is such a better way. I'm sure you have lots of questions or at least some jokes, right? About how sweaty I got off of this. So let's do this. To answer all your questions, let's set up a strategy call. And there's a link below. You can get access to my schedule and we can discuss the different types of campaigns that we can set up for you and get running, who we want to target, your different goals in your business. Are you geared towards buyers, sellers, investors? Or maybe you're watching this and you're a lender. I don't know. Like, let's strategize and make sure that this is a good fit for you. I promise that it is because I know what else is out there. Nobody can touch this. Nobody can. I spent 3 years developing this and getting my mindset right, getting over that beat down that I got, getting my Facebook ad account shut down and the depression, anxiety, and everything else that came from that. It took me 3 years for that. Nobody else would have to deserve that and go through that. Relying on Facebook for your business, like that's a joke. Like social media, like those ads don't work anyways. I know because I get targeted with them all the time and I'm not an agent, but yet I get hit up ad after ad after ad after ad. Like, no offense to some of these great agents, but your targeting is way off, but it's not your fault. It's Facebook. They don't know. Facebook thinks I'm an agent. I haven't been an agent for 4 or 5 years. All right, I'll stop. I know I'm getting worked up here. It was frustrating. But that's okay because we have a better solution now and I'm super pumped to work with you and take you to the level that you deserve and just truly dominate. Look, so many agents are going to just accept the fact that we're in a down market and business is less and nobody, like the demand for agents is less, and they're just going to accept that fact. Great. Let them accept that fact while you and I take you to the moon. All right, let's go. Book your call. Let's do this.